Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This past Saturday in Calgary, hundreds of parents gathered to express their frustration about changes to school transportation that came about as a result of this government's Bill 1. And the Minister of Community and Social Services will tell you that meeting got heated. Parents are justifiably upset with having to send, in some cases, their 10-year-old children on 2 city buses, a C train, and then cross a busy street just to get to school, where last year these same kids were on a yellow school bus, Mr. Speaker. To the Minister of Education, what do you have to say to these parents?
The Honourable Minister of Education.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you very much for the question. And certainly we have been seeing lots of room for improvement around student transportation. And that's why, in fact, Mr. Speaker, we are consulting right now on transportation for busing right across the province of Alberta. We have put significant investments into school fees, reducing school fees, and we intend to carry on by making life more affordable and better quality for our students and for our families by furthering those investments here in the immediate future.
First supplemental.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm very glad the Minister mentioned that survey, because I have heard from several parents in my constituency who took that survey. They feel the questions directed them to the answers the government wanted to hear, and were frustrated that there were no questions about the impact the transportation changes have had on school bell times. And I can tell you that a grade 5 to 9 school in my constituency starts their day at 9:10 in the morning, and the K to 4 feeder school that feeds into that school starts at 8:05. Many families have kids in both schools, Mr. Speaker. It's a tremendous hardship. Again, to the Minister, why bother consulting parents when you already seem to know the answers?
The Honourable Minister of Education.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and perhaps the honourable member should try actually filling out the survey themselves to see that it is a very useful way by which we can gather information to make better decisions about busing across the province. If you fail to do those things, if you just simply overstep the boundaries of where school boards are making decisions, Mr. Speaker, then that's simply not democratic. We respect school boards in this province, we respect the decision-making process, and we are making sure that we invest in public education to make life better for Alberta families.
Having an hour between the time your younger child and your older child has to start and then finish school is not exactly making life better, Mr. Speaker. Many parents, Mr. Speaker, choose to put their children in alternative programs like French immersion or traditional learning or many others. And these are the kids that have been impacted most by the transportation changes that came about as a result of Bill 1. Now, once more to the Minister of Education. Minister, will you reconsider these changes and end the discrimination against kids in alternative programs?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Bill 1 allowed to put more than $54 million, up to $60 million into Alberta families' pockets to make life more affordable. If anybody wants to argue against that, then certainly they are trying to extend the bounds of reality. What we are trying to do here is to make sure that busing is reasonable, it's safe, and it's timely for students. School boards make those decisions, and we will support that with proper data from the survey that we're taking. People can take that survey up till June the 15th. We encourage everybody to do so, not discouraging as this member is trying to do. Thank you.